Today I'll be showing you a few new features that I built for the Wi-Fi file transfer, the iOS app. So from the start I can talk about the File Manager view, which has a better design now, where you can switch between a list view of the files and folders and a nice column view where your folders and files will look a little bit bigger. So basically in bigger screens such as iPads, you can view these things more easily. The navigation is pretty much the same. You can always go to a specific folder and go back to the previous page. The next feature is the Create folder. Now you can create folders and start moving files to this folder. Next, look at the sorting options where you can switch between different sort criteria such as date, size, and sorting order, allowing you to customize your view. Another feature is the ability to copy or move files within folders. For example, I can select one of these folders by hold the long press on one of these, and when the menus show up you can copy or move items. I'm just going to copy this one and paste it in the same location. Also for moving option, you can select it again, move it to the newly created folder for example. And there's another option for the File Manager that you can search for your files. You can just type in any file or folder name and it will show up in the filtered results. And that's it for the File Manager. The next big feature that I added is a FTP mode. So if I go to the home page, you can see the server is running as a HTTP mode, but I can go to the setting basically switch on the FTP mode. And going back to the home page, you can see with the FTP option, the server is running as an FTP server now. So now I can just use any FTP client such as FileZilla and start transferring files to and from my iOS device. So let's say I got this FileZilla and I want to move some files, videos that I have. I can just quickly connect by entering the app IP address, and I can see my files and folders available on the iOS app. And since I just made that test folder, I can quickly select any number of files and folders and drag and move them to the test folder. As you can see, the file transfer rate is very fast. The reason is the FTP has basically much faster transfer rate compared to the normal HTTP. So for many complex folder structures, this could be a very fast way of transferring files and folders. Another thing is that I added some new features to the web app. I'm just going to quickly go to the iOS application's Wi-Fi file transfer and switch back to the HTTP mode. As you can see, the HTTP server is running on this local IP. Now I will open my Chrome. I have already opened the web app. The web app has a number of new features. The first one is that the Select All option has been redesigned to be much more user-friendly. As you can see, there is a Select All checkbox that allows you to quickly select and deselect multiple files. Once you select several files, two new options appear: copy files and delete files. Deleting files would move them to a trash folder that we see here. Let's delete the files. As you can see, they are gone from this location. If I go to the trash folder, I can see them here. All right, let's recover these. Suppose you want to restore these folders. You can select the files and then move back to your specific folder where you want to place them. This is how you delete and recover files. The next feature is that you can also copy a file. For example, if you select one of these, firstly you have options to copy or delete for an individual file from here. However, you can always use the multi-selection features as well. Let's copy it to our test folder. As you can see, it moves right away to the new folder. Because it is a copy, the original file remains in its place. We are simply duplicating the files to a new location. Within the trash folder, you can always clean everything. If you don't want to keep old files in the trash, you can just empty the trash folder like that. The search and selections of the files are also enabled on the different pages, such as pictures and videos. You can always select all of files, delete them, download them, or move them around if you want. Alright, that's pretty much it for the new features on the web app. I hope you find these new features useful and can use them to transfer files between different devices and computers quickly without any hassle.